Imagine a world where you can choose your child's eye color, intelligence, resistance to diseases, abilities, personality. This isn't science fiction anymore. Genetics is making all of this possible. Welcome to the era of genetic design, where the next generation of humanity may be planned, and ethical dilemmas grow as fast as the technology. Let's start with reality. Today, through pre-implantation genetic testing, doctors can already screen embryos during IVF to select those free from mutations that cause diseases like Huntington's or cystic fibrosis. This is a powerful tool for preventing serious inherited illnesses. And as of 2025, we've reached a major milestone. The FDA has approved the first CRISPR-based gene therapy for treating sickle cell anemia and beta thalassemia. Genetics no longer just predicts risks, it heals. Engineered genes are already saving lives, but that's not all. In some cases, embryos are being selected based on less dramatic traits, lower risk of Alzheimer's, predicted height, even estimated intelligence. CRISPR-Cas9 technology, which enables precise DNA editing, has already been used in human embryos. In 2018, Chinese scientist He Jiankui announced the birth of the first gene-edited babies, supposedly resistant to HIV. The world was shocked, but one thing was clear: the boundary had been crossed. Progress in gene prediction and editing is exponential today. Scientists can estimate hundreds of traits from DNA, from eye color to addiction risk, even academic potential. And with AI analyzing data from millions of people, predictions are becoming increasingly accurate. Now imagine walking into a clinic. A doctor presents a menu of 20 embryos, each with a genetic profile, intelligence score, depression risk, obesity risk, projected height, athletic potential. And here's where the story gets darker. Once the technology to design babies exists, who will have access? The wealthy could select for higher IQs, better health, ideal appearance. The poor would be left with genetic lottery. A new form of inequality arises: genetic elitism. What happens when an entire generation is born with enhanced traits? And what about those who aren't? Will they be seen as inferior? And what about the child's autonomy? Does every human have the right to be born untouched? Or is enhancement simply responsible parenting? Let's look ahead. Based on today's pace, genetic selection of embryos based on desirable traits, like disease resistance or cognitive ability, could be widely available by 2045. But actual DNA editing of embryos, choosing your child's traits, is still ethically and technically far off. It's not just decades away. It could take generations. Sounds like science fiction? Maybe, but so did the internet 30 years ago. So the real question isn't if this will happen, it's how we'll deal with it. Genetics holds enormous potential to heal, to protect, to help. But it also opens the door to abuse. We need to ask ourselves, should we allow selection for appearance or intelligence? Should everyone have equal access to these technologies? Where is the line between therapy and enhancement? There are no easy answers, but one thing is clear: we need to talk about this now. Because what feels like science fiction today could be standard practice tomorrow. Genetics gives humanity a power we've never had before, the power to design the next generation. But with great power comes great responsibility. So the choice is ours. Will we build a better world or a genetically divided one? Design your baby. Genetics is making it possible. But should you? Subscribe to our channel Almost Fiction and don't forget to like and hit the bell icon.